Hey guys, Joel Frank here, market analyst for YouTrading, and in today's video we're going to be talking about technicals. I'm going to be giving you a practical example of basically how trend channels work, and euro dollar, which is the chart I've got up here, 1 day candlesticks, has been a fantastic example of a trend channel that has been very well technically respected recently. So let's draw this up. Trend channel is pretty much you have a line of resistance which is either going downwards, as it is in this case with euro dollar, or to the upside, and then you have a line of support as well. And what happens within a trend channel, or within a ideally, what happens is that you get this thing where you're bouncing from the top to the bottom. And at the early stage here, we wouldn't have said that we were in a trend channel yet. But by the time you get a couple of touches of the trend channel and it starts to become quite clear that you're in a trend channel, that's when things get interesting. So this trend channel really started forming in February, but by about June, that was when I started getting excited about this trend channel, because look, we've had 3 touches to the upside and 2 clear touches to the downside. That was when I started watching for this level here, which was very well respected, and then this level here, which was very well respected, and then a couple of weeks later the upside was very well respected once again, and then a bit more recently, we didn't quite touch the bottom of the trend channel, but we came close and found some support, and then again a couple of days ago we came sort of close and found some resistance. So that is pretty much an example of trend channels in play. Of course, when you have markets trending in a direction like this, the fundamentals really are what's driving things, and then the technicals can just be how you can know when or when not might be a good time to enter a trade. So, for example, fundamentally, for a very long time, I've been short euro dollar basically because of um, well, divergence between the Fed and the ECB. The Fed's more hawkish than the ECB, even though the ECB has shifted in a significantly hawkish direction in recent months. The Fed, we're still talking about interest rates in the US going much higher than in the eurozone, and that is kind of because of the economic backdrop in the US, which is hotter or stronger. Yes, okay, inflation, headline inflation is higher in the eurozone because of the energy crisis, but underlying price pressures and underlying economic strength in the US is stronger basically than it is in the eurozone. The eurozone economy is much weaker. Eurozone economy might be in recession actually, and this has been sort of a building economic central bank narrative that's been strengthening throughout the year and gradually driving this pair lower. So for me, I continue to be of the view that this pair, unless we get that Fed pivot, which people have been hoping for, but doesn't look like it's going to come. Obviously, we just had CPI data this week, which was hotter than expected, and it looks like the Fed's going to keep its foot on the brakes on the economy with aggressive interest rate hikes, and this sort of narrative, I think, means that any rallies back towards this trend line will probably continue to be sold into. And like I say, this you have your fundamental view, and mine is that this pair is going to continue trending lower. And then when you're looking to trade, you're looking to find where your entry points are, where your stop losses are, all that kind of good stuff. Then is when you start taking the technicals into account. You start looking at this trend line and thinking, okay, that's going to be resistance. Okay, this 50-day moving average here in red is going to be resistance. Okay, this recent high that we had at parity, when we fail to get above parity, that's going to be resistance. So let's draw this up. This area here, maybe I want to start adding to my short positions as we get to this area, and maybe this isn't a trade recommendation, guys, this is just hypothetical. Maybe you want to have your stop a little bit above, because if we did get up to here, then that would potentially signify a break of this trend, meaning that your trade idea is wrong, and then you should cut your losses, basically. But anyway, guys, this has been an example of a trend channel, in action this year, euro dollar, one that I continue to expect to probably remain in play for some time. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it helpful and informative, and I will see you all in the next one.